The Alabama quarterback battle is heating up, and it's looking like Ty Simpson is pulling into the lead. Let's get it.
Hey, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Alabama held its first scrimmage of the spring season, and I'll just get right to it. Ty Simpson was absolutely on fire from what we gather, and so was Isaiah Horton. We've talked earlier about what Isaiah Horton brings. He's a transfer from Miami. Let's dive into it. This is what we heard. You can go out, you can read your sites, you can talk to people who are, kind of in the know, but this is what we gathered. So Ty Simpson today had a wonderful day. Threw a few touchdown passes. I don't know the number for sure, but I do know that they went to Isaiah Horton. Isaiah Horton is that guy. And I think when you look to Alabama's wide receiving unit, you have Isaiah Horton, Ryan Williams, and Journey Bernard. Think about this. Last year at this time, you didn't have the offensive coordinator of Ryan Grubb. I think that Ryan Grubb has already implemented an early, fast-paced attack. Remember, what was the word? Let me ask you. Here's a trivia question for you guys, if you guys have been following spring football. What was the number one word that Ryan Grubb said when they asked about his play style? Aggressive. Look, it's one scrimmage. But I think this is a tone setter. And I think that the Alabama offense is going to take leaps and bounds. Think about it. We're in March 27th. A lot of things can change. But already, I think that Ryan Grubb is making his mark. And how about this? Let's give some notoriety and some publicity to Ty Simpson. I didn't hear that any other quarterbacks threw touchdowns today. Again, it's a scrimmage. Coach Kalen DeBoer, I'm going to show his clip in just a minute, courtesy of the University of Alabama. I didn't hear that any other quarterbacks threw a touchdown today. I didn't hear how the quarterbacks did, but Ty Simpson lit it up today. Did everything that you wanted to do and wanted to see from a quarterback that, as I said earlier in the week, if Alabama was going to play a game against Florida State, he's going to be the starter. The way that I have it right now, I have Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, and then I have Keelan Russell. It's March 27th. Here's what.
So I love that for Ty Simpson. To be honest with you, I watched a little bit of Ty Simpson's highlight tapes coming out of high school. He was pretty good. I mean, mobile. Remind me a lot of Sam Levitt. I can never say Sam's name right, but he reminded me a lot of Sam coming out of high school. Similar playing style. I think the real thing is this, right? Ty Simpson has to be good because after this year, this is Keelan Russell's team. Keelan Russell, y'all know I'm very high on Keelan Russell. Made several videos about this kid. Very high on him. But at the same time, I believe he still needs time to develop. He still needs time to grow into his man body. He just needs time. He needs at least a year. You know what I'm saying? Barring any injuries to Mack or Simpson, I would prefer that Keelan Russell have, just sit for a year. Develop, get into the program, learn the playbook, learn the locker room, be a regular student, adjust to the NIL life, just be a regular student for a year, develop, get better, then, hand the keys over to him, let him compete next spring for that starting job. But this is a good move for Alabama. This is a good move for Ty Simpson, and it's a great move for Keelan Russell.
Coach Kalen DeBoer said following the scrimmage about his quarterbacks that is courtesy of the University of Alabama.
Yeah, I thought today, as far as just accuracy, there was maybe two balls. One was really short pass that you really want to see completed, and then one that was an opportunity for an explosive play that we missed. Otherwise, thought I just probably guessed that we were somewhere in the, where you want to be percentage-wise. I don't know, 60, 65%, between the three of them.
That's good.
And so all of them getting their opportunities to lead with different with the different groups, ones, twos in particular. So I thought they handled the checks and the things as far as managing the game.
I think it's good that Kalen DeBoer is allowing all three of his quarterbacks to get reps with the ones and the twos to really get a true gauge of who is the best fit for this upcoming team. So I think that's a good move.
That's a lot of it, and then going out there and making plays. So I feel like they were more comfortable today, and I think a lot of it is you put in a specific set of calls that they feel good with, so you can have a successful scrimmage. And I think the offensive staff did that for them.
Are you at all starting this?
So I also sound like they had a very it's the first couple of days of or the first scrimmage. So they probably kept it very vanilla, very simple concepts on offense and defense. Just, get your checks, check your read, get your protection set, get the ball off, make the best decision, versus basic cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, 0, cover 1, cover 2 man. Just make the right read, get the ball out on time. Let's get to the next play.
See separation at that position?
I mean, I think it's pretty consistent from where it was from the beginning. So, they all bring something a little bit different to the table, even though it's not like maybe, a runner, and then a passer. It's guys doing their thing and what their strengths are. Catchable balls and things like that they do really well. Making maybe field throws. One guy does that a little bit more. One does a little better job of scrambling. So I think they're all learning from each other, though, and taking something from each other's game and applying it to theirs and seeing that, there's always a way to make this play happen or that play happen. I thought they did a good job keeping their eyes downfield and hit some explosives and kept the chains moving on some third and fourth downs that were critical. And that shows, good composure. So.
Alabama basketball plays later today. Check back later for more coverage on that. But getting back to Ty Simpson and Isaiah Horton, what they did today at the scrimmage. And we don't have all the full nuggets. Once we get a detailed scoop, we'll come back on Friday morning at 10 a.m. and discuss that. But I think this is positive. And I think when you're looking at the quarterback battle, look, now, while Coach Kalen DeBoer didn't say necessarily anything about an individual quarterback, I don't think that let me rephrase that. I don't feel that there's going to be a starter necessarily named at the end of spring football because of this transfer portal window. But look, I think if a quarterback took a step forward today, like a major, major step forward, I think it was Ty Simpson. And that's okay. We want Ty Simpson to be good. I've said this many times on my show, many times on right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Think about this. Would you rather have one good quarterback and 2 average quarterbacks, or would you rather have 3 really good quarterbacks? Alabama is in a fantastic position from the quarterback standpoint. They only have 3 quarterbacks right now on its roster, right? And those guys are working with Ryan Grubb. They're working with Nick Sheridan, who's now been moved to quarterbacks, and with Coach Kalen DeBoer. It's not surprising to hear that Ty Simpson did really well today. He's a redshirt junior. This guy has been here. His pops is a head football coach at UT Martin, and he's making plays. Now, I think this is, along with Ty Simpson, the play of Isaiah Horton, I think, is also very noteworthy because, look, this guy came in to be that guy. For those out there wondering, how good is Isaiah Horton going to be? How is he going to fit in? Blah, blah, blah. Look, Isaiah Horton's here to be a starter 1,000,000%. He didn't leave from Miami where he was going to be a starter. He came over here to absolutely eat. That is great news for Alabama. And you look to their wide receiving unit. Coach Kalen DeBoer in his press conference talked about the wide receivers even making a step forward, right? So you have Isaiah Horton, you have Ryan Williams, and you have Jeremy Bernard. Those guys are going to absolutely eat. I honestly...
That is a great core of receivers, man. That's an awesome core. Bernard and Ryan Williams alone is awesome. I don't really know much about Horton. I'm looking forward to, watch some film on him. But those two alone, if Horton can be anything positive, that's going to be a deadly combination. Especially if you can get that quarterback's position right, get the right guy in the lineup. It can be scary for Alabama, and I don't really like that, but I respect it. I love college football. I love NFL football. I just want to see good football being played, good plays being called, good plays being made. That's all I want to see, man, at the end of the day. So let's get it.
I feel that this is the rideouts back. Now, who's going to be that number 4, number 5, even number 6 wide receiver? I don't know. And I'm curious to see how they utilize Jalen Mbakwe. Didn't hear much about, any other wide receivers just yet. But again, we'll go through everything and we'll come back on Friday. But I'm curious to see him, Rico Scott, Cole Adams, a healthy Jalen Hell. And how healthy is he going to be? Is he going to be 100% Jalen Hell? How are you going to keep him off the field? So this is a good problem to have at the wide receiver position. Coach Kalen DeBoer talked about the offensive line, said that the offensive line today played really well. I think that was noteworthy. And then I think on the defensive side, there's some younger guys that we're hearing about. We're still digging into a couple different things. But I'm curious, and I'm sure you are too, when talking about the defense, who's going to be that dog right now during the springtime? Because Deontay Lawson, he's out with the injury. And who's going to step up? You have the transfer in from Colorado, right, at linebacker. Justin Jefferson, I think he's limited. So look for maybe like a QB Reese, maybe a Caden Jones, maybe a young guy like Abdul Sanders. You can look at some of the defensive backs and some of the position battles that are having back there, like Dejon Lee. How did he do? Zabian Brown, Bray Hubbard. It's really exciting to think about the secondary going against Alabama's elite wide receivers. So big update today.
I don't know if I consider their receiver core to be Ryan Williams, Bernard. Yeah, them boys pretty good. But overall, man, I think that's the end of the video. Overall, I think Alabama, just zooming out, I think they're in a great position. It just offensively, got to do a little bit more research. Defensively, but if Ty Simpson can really, or Mac, whoever it is, and one of them two guys can really take over and drive the ship for a year or two, if Keelan Russell not ready next year, hey, sit him again. But when he out there, he gonna take over. Even though I don't think Keelan gonna sit more than a year, but I think Alabama is in a good position at the receiver room. They got young, talented receivers. Good. They got a bunch of offensive line. They got offensive linemen y'all ain't even heard about yet. You probably won't hear about them, but they got some really good offensive linemen. I believe Caden Proctor came back. It's a great the offense coordinator's upgraded, updated, or infused now. It's his year now. So it'll be interesting. Y'all let me know what you think of this in the comments below. I think Alabama is in a great position.